G'day, Simon at South OC Cars and Coffee. I'm with Joe. When Joe rolled in this car, I thought, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. It is very interesting. It is very creative. It's like nothing else I've seen. What is it, Nate?
It's called Trinity, the car, but it's just a creation out of my head.
It's a creation out of his head. It's actually not something else. Wait till you see this thing. Check it out. Joe, when I look at this car, hot rods normally go, oh, it's a 32, it's a 33 or something. This is not based on anything else. You built this from scratch yourself, correct?
Right. We built the frame and then went from there.
So nearly everything I'm looking at looks like it's made from copper or brass. But there's steel in there as well. You've used a whole lot of different materials. What was the inspiration?
Well, I'm a blacksmith by trade.
Oh, are you really?
So I got there's a little bit of there's some copper, brass, aluminum, stainless steel, a little bit of everything. So where did you start? Did you start by drawing something? Did you start by building the frame? Where did you begin? My concept when I started was, I had a car that was similar and it got sold really fast and it wound up going to Australia, so I had to build a new car. So my concept for this was, what would a futuristic stagecoach look like?
Futuristic stagecoach, I can see that. That's why you've got that seat up at the back.
We got that kind of funny shaped window and the little dial and the kind of a little, almost a Wells Fargo-y kind of thing going.
Yeah, I can see that. And I like you got the safe combination knob on the side.
Yeah. So,
you wouldn't want to have too much to drink and forget the combination. You wouldn't be able to get back in.
Oh, it's a pain even when you're sober.
Oh, that's funny. So lots of little things like the interior. I mean, there's so much polished steel, polished brass, polished copper. I mean, I feel like you were taking, to me it looks like you take a little piece, make a little piece, take a little piece. Is that kind of how it came together?
Yeah, it kind of evolved over about 6 years and in between jobs, because I do ornamental ironwork. So
right.
I'm usually working on people's houses, doing staircases or gates or whatever, right?
Yep.
And so in between all that, I would build a steering wheel, or I'd build a chair, one of the seats. I'd found a couple race seats that fit me, the way I liked, and I patterned the shape of these seats after that. So they're really actually pretty ergonomic, and they fit. People are pretty surprised when they sit in them that they're more comfortable than they look.
Yeah, I can believe that looking at it. I mean, looking up underneath as well, independent rear end on it, which is interesting.
Yeah. Jaguar rear end.
Jag rear end in it, and so that's why we got the brakes on the inside, either side of the diff housing rather than the outside. And the reason Jag used to do that is it just took the unsprung weight out from the end of the suspension, made the whole end of the arms a lot lighter. So you ended up with a better handling vehicle. But they look cool too. Hot rodders have used them for years. But you've got nice coilovers underneath there as well.
Yeah, they're Alden coilovers. A friend of mine owns that business, and they really hooked me up with those. And plus, they look great.
Oh, they look great as well. And I mean, you wouldn't want to leave it sitting out in the sun then jump in it, right?
Well, you might want to wipe the seat down with a wet cloth first.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the fuel gauge, which is quite simply a tube that goes from the top to the bottom in those dual fuel
sight gauge, and then it also has the dashboard sending unit that actually goes onto the dashboard. But that's just to make sure,
I love gauges like that. I mean, that they're my Camaro fuel gauge, ever since I changed the fuel pump in it, has never been accurate. I'd much rather have that. At least I could look.
Oh yeah, you're better off with a stick in the cap.
Exactly. Now under the hood, looks like it's a small block Chev underneath there.
Yeah, it's just a 350 small block Chevy that I got out of a car that was going to be scrapped, so the price was right.
Yep, and transmission, I'm guessing it's a turbo 350 if it went with a small block?
700.
700, so you've got an overdrive in there as well, which it makes, that's nice. Yeah, that's really, really good. Just all the little details. I mean, the fabrication side of things, the welds are beautiful. You can tell you're a craftsman, obviously, when I look down at the welds on the frames, but even in the rivets, just little details, these beautiful copper rivets that are through here. And then you've used copper rivets in the brass there as well. And there's a point too, by the way, of using copper rivets or or brass rivets when you go into a softer metal, because if you use a stainless steel rivet, the stainless steel head will eventually wear through the metal. You need two metals of the same softness when you put them together, otherwise you have problems. That's why if you've got aluminum, you should always use aluminum rivets. Aircraft, for example, do that. This here, I mean, this is beautiful. This is like a whole lot of pieces. Did you make that all from scratch, or did you start from something?
This I did not make. I actually found those. They were kind of like an urn-looking thing in an antique store that I
Oh, wow.
But they're two separate ones. Like there was this one and then there was this one.
And you put them together?
So I thought, and there, you know, I first saw this one and it was about the right size that I needed for my headlight, and it worked out great. So I went and got them, and there was two matching ones. So it was hard to find. And then I found this. And it was like, oh, that would be really cool. I was gonna, maybe that would be better, but then no, what if I combine them?
Oh, I love it.
So then it kind of just happened like that.
Oh, it's just beautiful. The details, the polished copper down underneath there, the way that you've fabricated this and the circle on the front, and then even coming down to the detail in that front radiator grille there.
Yeah, we did like kind of an Art Deco design on that. Just I really like that style.
Well, it's just lovely. It's a really interesting build, and I love that you built what you wanted. You haven't necessarily, as I said when I walked around it during our weekly tour, it reminds me of the days when George Barris would create things completely out of his head. And they weren't meant to be something else. They were meant to be just a vision of his creativity. You're starting with a blank canvas when you're building something from scratch like this, and I think it's absolutely amazing. Well, as our car of the week winner, you get this Meguiar's complete kit, which includes the hot shine foam, the quick interior detailer, perfect clarity glass cleaner, ultimate wash and wax, the hybrid ceramic detailer, and that microfiber. Keep this cool looking car. I think you're going to need to do more polishing than you are washing, but hey, it's a great car. Thanks for bringing it out and sharing it with everyone.
Thank you. I'm honored.